Hello Ronlings. So today I've had to do, well not had to, but I've chosen to do a camper camp as opposed to a tent one, and I've chosen to come here specifically, both of them specifically, because there is it's astronomical, because there's a comet that came past relatively close to Earth, and all the little sprinklers that come off of it, about the size of a grain of sand or a grain of rice or something, are coming into the atmosphere and making everything go all sprinkly, sparkly. And every time I say sprinkly, I have to do that. Apparently it was at its best, at its peak, about 2 p.m. today. So from that point on, it's slowly petering out. So I'm not expecting a huge light display, if anything at all, but I was led to believe on the radio that that, you know, don't be discouraged from coming out. You could see little bits and bobs. It won't be really impressive. I mean, during the day, as I say, it peaked about 2 p.m. and it's so bright out here and the sky's so light, I couldn't see anything, and I think that's purely because of you know, it's daytime and it's bright. But the hope is that when it gets dark tonight, that I might be able to see something. I don't know. Will it even be picked up on camera if there is anything? I don't know. But that dictated coming here, because at night there's no lights. You need it dark to see the sky better. So I was overlooking a field where there's limited, shall we say, limited light, which should make it a bit more better to see. So that dictated here, and that dictated coming in the camper instead of the tent. So that's what's going on. So I've got a new toy to play with, and I'm going to do that first before I do anything else, because for obvious reasons you'll see in a minute, the sooner I get this sorted the better. So I've got it's very windy. I hope this gets the sounds okay, but I've got this, it's a solar panel, Dokia. Does that say Dokia? Don't know what that means. It's a solar panel. I've got a big leisure battery, and obviously I run things off of it and it runs down, and at the moment I have to pull it into the driveway, and I did put an outside socket, so it isn't sort of a massive big deal, but I pull it into the driveway and charge it up there. But it would be a lot easier if I can charge it on the go, and today is a glorious day, so why not do it now? It was on Amazon, obviously, because that's where I live. So it was on Amazon, and it was reduced. It was in my watch list a while, and it was reduced to 85 pounds something, or 86 pounds something, which is one of the cheaper ones. And that's when I sort of kicked in. I went, "Whoa, it was reduced to that," because I don't think I can get it any cheaper than anywhere else. So what you get is this little box, which I'll show you later. Well, I'll show you now, but I'll show you working later. That you plug. You can plug it into many different things, but in my case, you plug it goes from the solar panel into this box, and then out of this box into my battery, and it has little menu with lots of different information telling you what's going on there. And then the rest is just hundreds of different types of cables to plug it into different things. Unfortunately, my inverter, I had an inverter originally, and I got rid of it because it wasn't a very good one. But one thing it did have was a special socket, especially for plugging in a solar panel, which all these little adapters are for adapting it for any type of other socket. But this new inverter, twice as expensive, handles twice as much power, and is better in every other sense, doesn't have a place to plug in a solar panel. So I'm having to use this to go into the battery. Now what I'm hoping, I'll show you later, what I'm hoping I can do, not knowing anything about electrics, is instead of having to take off the terminals that are on the battery that that are attached to the converter, because obviously you take the terminals from the converter, put them on the battery. I'm hoping not to have to take them off to put these on. Now I don't know how that works. In my head, basic knowledge of electrics says that that's okay to put these directly over the top, because the inverters that go on top of the battery, the inverter terminals that go on top of the battery aren't clips like that, they're rings, and you put them over the top, pull a little lever to tighten them in, so they're kind of, you know, not permanent, but they ain't coming off, they're not as flimsy as this. And I'm hoping to not have to take them off. I'm hoping to be able to put this over the top of those little rings, which will still make a connection to the battery, which I know it will. But does that affect the inverter? Is that putting power back going in the wrong direction? I don't know. So this is going to be an experiment today, because I generally do not know anything about anything to do with electrics. It's going to be a little experiment to put that over the top and then see if it's putting power back in. I've allowed the battery to get a bit low. I've been running my fridge today with a few cans of Pepsi to try and get it noticeably lower, because I have tried this out already, and I couldn't tell whether it said it was putting power in, but I couldn't tell whether that was going into the battery or not, because it was quite well charged, so I couldn't really tell if it was doing anything, and the sun wasn't out for long, so it was a bit inconclusive. But today I've got a bit longer and the sun's a bit more powerful, so we'll see if I get any charge back in there, because I have got an indicator. My inverter has a remote control that comes off of it with a battery indicator on there, so I'll be able to see if it's putting any more in it. I thought I'd just show it to you before I put something on the roof, because once I've done that, obviously you're not going to see it. But that's it opened up. And a handy little pocket in the back to put all your guff in, because it comes with a lot of guff. Now I'm going to sling it on the roof, and I'll connect it at the other end and show you what's going on there. But here's what I meant earlier about. So you see, you've got, there's my inverter, and this, I'll only show you one side because it's the same both sides. This is the inverter terminal, and it goes on to here. You open it up, you slide the ring over the top and close it. And I've got the solar panel connectors just over the top of that. I don't know if you can see in there. That's the ring. No, it's not. That's the ring going around the terminal, and then I've just plopped that over the top of the ring. So it's over the top of the inverter ring, not directly onto the battery. Is that okay? Does that make it charge less slower because it's not going directly onto the battery? Does it matter? Is that pushing power into the inverter? I don't know. But I've got there's an indicator on there, a little battery indicator on the solar panel indicator I just showed you, but also the inverter actually comes with this remote control here, and that was like only had 2 segments on it, and it's gone up to 4, which I can't believe in the space of 2 minutes it's put that much power into it. But that does imply that it's putting something into it, I'm guessing. Yeah, well, we'll find out. The only thing I had to worry about is setting it on a making sure it was on the 12-volt battery. But yeah, there's all the other indicators are telling you all sorts of other information. At the end of the day, I don't care what it's telling me, I just want to know that it's charging the battery up, which it is. And I shall sit down at some point with a cup of tea, and I will look into it in more detail. Not that I think it matters, because I don't care. Bottom line is I don't care what it's telling me. Should I care? I mean, it's telling me what ampage is going in, what voltage is going in. Do I care about that? Does that matter? I just want the battery charged. I don't know. It's really windy. I'm worried because it's on the roof. It's up here. I'm worried it's going to blow off. Alright. There it is. So it's not actually directly facing the sun, because you know the sun's kind of going like that, and it's, you know, it needs to be sort of tilted up towards it a bit. So you know, I presume it could charge a bit better if it was more in the sun. But anyway, that's my new toy, and we'll see how it goes. You know, experimentation is the key. 360s, the next segment, you'll love it if your name is Edmund. Yeah, I'm rocking it. That was the introduction to the next segment, which is my today's 360. Now, I was debating to myself, I was literally debating myself, should I do it? Should I do it? I don't know, should I do it? Should I? I was debating with myself whether I should do this, because I don't think I was here that long ago in this very spot with this very camper. But and anyone that watches all of them are probably going, oh God, not again, you were just there. I tend not to do that. I do go back to the same places sometimes, but I tend not to do them so soon, you know, for totally selfish reasons, purely because I've just done it. I don't want to do it again straight away. So I can imagine other people thinking the same thing, but apologies for that. But I did have to come here to this place. I didn't have to come here to this place, but this is the best place with my limited knowledge of where to go to get the best view of the sprinkles coming from the sky. So so yeah, so apologies for that. But I'm going to do the 360 because there are people that may be here for the first time, and they won't be bored with it anyway. So anyway, here it comes. Today's 360. Yeah. Okay, so but okay, finally shut up. Right then, so yeah, that's today's 360. Gives you an idea. I do this if you are here for the first time. Gives you an idea of where I am, the environment I'm looking at, because I like you to feel like you're here too, and I like to feel like you're here too. So I like to sort of put you in the picture, as it were. Because the sun's kind of moving around a bit, I slid it off the roof and down the front. It's now on the front of the car. I mean, I think it was getting ampage, but I fear it would just do that might be. We can't see me. I fear it would do this that tiny bit better if it was slid down the front. Although the sun's, there's my vehicle. The sun's kind of more over there than it is, because obviously that's for the sun. If it was over there, the sun's more over there. So I'd say it was hitting one panel more than the other. But how important is that? I mean, the sun's getting both panels, so how important is that? It's a genuine question, because I've never had a solar panel before. So how important is it? Is it really important that it faces directly at the sun, or does it just, if you're facing right at the sun, is it the same if the panel's not quite facing it? You see what I mean? Yeah, I mean, it's getting both panels, but does it have to be facing them directly? I don't know. When I was looking at the ampage that it was producing, it didn't seem to make any difference. I didn't it didn't suddenly sort of drop rapidly, or rather, when I moved it, increase rapidly. It seemed roughly the same, but it's not facing the sun directly. It's more coming at an angle, so it's arguably getting one panel more than the other. I don't know. Be nice to have some insight into that, because yeah, it's all experimentation. I haven't bothered YouTubing it. I'm very terrible like that. I have a YouTube channel, but you'd be surprised at how little I do use YouTube. Before I had this channel, I never used YouTube at all. I never had an account, and I only remember going on there to look at. I had a Fiat 500, and the door handle broke, and I went on YouTube to find a way of fixing it myself. Luckily there was a guy in there that was showing it. How amazing is that? I can't remember much beyond that. I'm not watching people fall over and hurt himself in the nuts sort of humour. That's not my kind of humour really, so I never really had any reason to be on there. And even now I take more of an interest because I have a YouTube channel and I watch other campers and that, but you'll be surprised at how little I do actually watch YouTube really. And when I do believe there's more, personally I think there's more fun to something than to just go and find it out and fiddle than there is to sort of have all the answers before you've even got there. I personally do believe that. I'm the sort of person that when I buy something I don't really look at the instructions, and it's not a I know best, I know what I'm doing, don't need instructions, rip them up, throw them away, I invented instructions. I just find it more fun to fiddle and go, what does that do, what does that do, what does that do, and then I only go back to the instructions if there's just something I just really can't get what's going on. And it's kind of like the same, the instructions with the solar panel really. I had a quick mooch at a couple of bits. I thought, what's that? But I kind of don't really care about every intricate little detail. I'm more just a fiddly guy. I want to know it all, but I just want to find out for myself. So yeah, so that's that. Another I'm just decided to go for a blinded by the sun. Just decided to go for a little walkersons. Horses. Horses. Yeah, so I thought I'd go for a little walk. Now I'm pooped. There's my van. Oh, I can't see along that ridge somewhere. I can see it with my naked eye, but on the camera I can't see it. But I'm there somewhere. It was downhill there, that way, and it's all uphill the other way. Right, so it's din-dins. I've got a really nice dinner lined up today. My partner very kindly chopped up some stuff and brought it over for me to all fry up, and she's popped in just to have the meal really, and then she's gonna sling her rook. So what we've got here is I've got some tomatoes, tomatoes, cheese, peppers, and shed loads of onions, which is not a criticism, because more, as far as I'm concerned, more of that the better, because I love red onions. There's coriander in there. I'm not going to chop up a tissue and eat it. There's coriander in there, and then I'm going to have, and if anyone remembers, I've used this, I think it was the last time I camped, I used this stuff. It's cheap spam, but it tasted alright. I mean, when you fried it up, it was a little bit dry. So this time I won't fry it for as long as I fry the spam, because I think there's less or fat in it or something. I don't know what it is, but so memory serves, and learn from your mistakes and all that. So I will fry that slightly differently, but it tasted nice. It was good stuff, and I'll cut that into cubes, and I'll mix it all with this, fry it all up. Oh yeah, and I've got some eggs, because what I didn't tell you is I'm making an omelette. I've got some eggs. I'm going to chuck a few eggs in as well, beat it all up, and have a big omelette with all this guff in it. So So a proper meal tonight, yeah, thanks to my partner bringing all the stuff with me, and I'm just going to fry it all up on Bob's your uncle.
Humans form attachments to other people.
Ah!
Attachments to things, places.
I threw it on the floor when I was trying to give it large. Oh, it's over there.
Sometimes they're not even attachments.
None of it's gone in my mouth yet.
But a memory of what something.
Oh, it's getting dark. Sun's gone down. It's not completely black sky, but it's getting there. My missus is gone. She only came to bring the food, and I cooked her a meal, and then she left. She just come to say hello, really, but she actually couldn't stay, so she had to go. It's just a quick visit, which is nice, but she's gone now, so it's just me and the sky. I haven't seen anything yet. It's quite light still, but as I said, I'm not expecting anything. I'm hoping, but it might not be dark enough yet. You never know. You can see the sky is still quite bright. But I would have thought if it was there, I would have seen something by now. Don't know. That's nice. We are in a car park, hence some second word heads do tend to turn up here and ruin it for everyone else. But yeah, nothing so far, but let's wait till it gets really dark and see what happens. I want to go in and make a cuppa and watch a bit of telly, and I'll come back out, sit down with a chair, and enjoy the evening outside later on. Well, I've been out here all night and not a sausage. I haven't seen a single thing in the sky, and now it's starting to rain. It's 12 o'clock now. Well, it's just gone 12 o'clock in the AM, and I didn't see anything, nothing at all. But I've really enjoyed sitting out here, actually. Yeah, once it got to a certain time of night, pretty much everyone had gone. You see, it's nobody here. Can't see anything, pitch black, but there's nobody here. And now it's raining, so it's time to go in. I would have quite happily sat out here even longer. I've literally just sat out the back on my chair, having the occasional cup of tea. I went and did go in, watch a movie, and I came back out again. And just sat out here all night, and I've been looking at the sky. But then the clouds came in and stopped me from being able to see the sky, so that didn't help. But basically I've been here all night and nothing. So disappointed, but you know, I had to try. And now I'm going to go in because, as I say, it's raining and I'm getting soaked. And I'll take this opportunity to say goodnight as well then. I'm going to brush my teeth and go to bed because it's late and I've got to get up in the morning. So good night. Good morning. Well, I didn't see any sprinklers of light coming through. I sat outside pretty much all night But it was lovely sitting outside. But no, I didn't see anything. I mean, I think it was hard to tell could be night, but I think it didn't help that as the night went on, the cloud cover got thicker and thicker and thicker anyway, and yeah, no, it wasn't happening. And I did say at the beginning that it was possible that this could be a no-show, but I still enjoyed the evening. The whole point of coming here was for that, because I was considering doing a tent camp, but c'est la vie, as they say. I had a lovely meal, proper cooking, which is unusual for me. But I had a lovely meal, and it's a lovely view. And it rained all night. I came in, I can't remember what time I said it was. Half 12 was it? I said, was it? I came in because it just basically started pouring down rain, and it's been raining all night long. Not that kept me awake. I woke up a couple of times, but it was nothing to do with the rain. But it stopped again, and this is the morning. See, it's a bit cloudy. The sun's poking through. The sun's poking through in certain areas. No wind. It's quite windy yesterday. I've got the door open. There's no wind coming in at all. It's quite a still morning. But yeah, I think otherwise a successful camp, and I really enjoyed it. A couple of idiots. Their loud music and screaming their engines around, and so but that was before I went to bed. Once I'd gone to sleep, didn't hear a peep out of anyone. So there you go, that's the end of that. If you got this far, thank you very much for watching. Always appreciate that. And I'll see you next time.